Okay, congratulations. You made it all the way to the final part here of the meeting with self template. And question number 9 is, we can argue it's a very important part of being a strategic leader is whether or not you're somebody who is fostering innovation on the team. And innovation here, and you'll see in some of the resources that I will share with you here, innovation can happen in so many different forms. It can be a disruptive innovation, something that you can come up with your team, and it's going to change things drastically. Or it can be something as simple as, doing one step a little bit differently that saves people a lot of time, money, and effort. Or it could help us create a level of customer satisfaction that have not even been thought of yet. So by fostering innovation, you're letting your team know that you are open to ideas, that when you are in meetings, and I would love for you to watch this. When you are in meetings, are you jumping to answer all the questions? Or are you keeping your mouth shut and keeping quiet so that your team members themselves share their ideas first? And that's a very critical component, because a lot of the time, many of us, when we become people leaders, it was based on the fact that as subject matter experts, we've done so well in our individual contributor roles, and then we got the manager job. But once we change jobs and we get the different title, and then they ask us to lead a team of people, of course, it's a big change. But sometimes at an individual level for you, nothing changes. You still see yourself as a finance subject matter expert, or computer networking subject matter expert, or React.js subject matter expert, or AWS architect subject matter expert. And you are still in that mode of, I know so much, I want to capitalize on that asset, and I want to answer all the questions. And in this strategic skills course, the key piece of advice is to remember what got you here is not what's going to get you there, which means as you change roles, a big and very important thing to happen is for you to know that there are some things that you need to let go of. And it's hard, because especially if you invested so much money, time, and effort in becoming someone with a specific expertise, you'll feel like, oh, I've got this asset. It's almost like having this amazing car or yacht, and you want to take it out into the ocean. And what we're basically saying now is we want you to find somebody to buy the yacht, because the current role is not about you. It's not about your expertise. It's about how you can actually foster a team environment where you can actually tap into the intelligence of that group and get them to expand beyond their wildest dreams. And that's why when we talked about the strengths and weaknesses, we also talked about you being as someone who sees them having the ability to do something they themselves don't even see yet. So this leadership skill is about you looking at that resource that you have been given, that team of 4 or 5 or 20 or 100, and answer the question that your leaders are asking is how much value are you going to extract from the team? And a big part of value extraction is also value fostering. How can you actually foster an environment where you'll be able to get a lot of ideas from them, where they feel like they can do so much stuff on their own, individually, in peers, in groups. And once you create the environment, they would be teaming up in so many different ways. That's just amazing when they know that you'll actually be very happy when you see them coming in twosies or in groups with new ideas, and they are pitching these ideas to you. And then you take them and you go to your boss and you're saying, my team has a few ideas. I want them to present them to you. And now all of a sudden they have this visibility, and you're giving them the limelight. And you are again standing as a star maker, looking at the amazing work that they are doing. So that's what this is about. You can definitely do more in terms of learning more about how can you foster innovations, how you can have innovation conversations with your team where you can help them understand that this is something you want to see coming from them. And then, of course, you can develop a particular conversation flow where you're able to get them to share ideas with you on a constant basis. The very last question is about relationship capital. It's about relationship you have with your team members, with your boss, with your peers, with your stakeholders. And I kid you not, myself included, this is not just professionally, but personally, we could all do more on the relationship side, right? We can all invest more time and effort in how we develop the connection, the connective tissue. That's what I want to say. The connective tissue that you have between yourself and others within the organization, and how something like this, you need to invest the time. And of course, if we are 100% virtual, you don't have the opportunity to have lunch or dinner with some of these people. But now some of us are going back to the office and we're having more in-person activities. And I encourage you, even if it's just virtual, you can have virtual coffee with people. You can have virtual lunch with people. You know, you can grab your lunch, put it on your desk, and get into your virtual tool, whether it's WebEx, Zoom, or Microsoft Teams or otherwise, and have the conversation with them. You know, spend some time learning, you know, what's going on in their own world, what's going on in their own lives with their teams, the challenges, the aspirations. See how your team's work with them is going, how your team could do better, and you continue to invest in that relationship. And of course, the most important relationship is the one you have with your boss, and influencing her or him and making sure that they can see that you're doing the weekly meeting with self, how this meeting with self is helping you think ahead of all the different things you need to do. It's helping you align your team's activities with the bigger goals of the company, that it's reminding you to think about the team development. It's reminding you to foster innovation. It's reminding you to do the spring cleaning on a regular basis, looking at the services you provide and how you can optimize those services. And then come back and think about those relationships that you need to have, and how do you need to deepen some of them, how you need to build even better cross-functional collaboration. And you need to go to some of these leaders and say, how can we work together to create more value? What are the areas that we can collaborate on in order to, number one, send the signal that we're thinking strategically, we're looking at the issue, we're using systems thinking to think about what it is that we're doing, what are the different impacts that the business will have as a result of what we're doing. Do we need to activate change management activities to make sure that we are getting the organization ready to receive the particular activity that we're working on? Once that project is ready, once that baby is ready, is the organization ready to receive it? Are we going to adopt it and take the business to the next level? Are our customers ready? Are our partners ready? We've covered all these issues, and as much as you can, you know, I'm going to try to summarize things now. As much as you can, you want to make sure that people now can see you doing a lot of these activities, that you're doing them with the intention of understanding what's going to be coming up. So now we're going basically full circle. The top most important thing is, are you able to actually help your team see what's coming around the corner? And the more you make sure that they are getting advance notice, the better they will be prepared, the better they will be able to execute, and the better business outcomes your team is going to be achieving. So that level of value creation, of course, is going to go up. That's an indication of your own ability to deliver and to lead is much more valuable, because now the organization is getting a whole lot more out of the investment in you, and the investment in your team, and the investment in that cross-functional picture of organizational resources, that because of the sheer force of your own strategic leadership you have been able to activate. I would love for you to reach out to me. Let me know how this template is going to help you. I would also love to learn from you what other agenda items or questions you're adding for yourself, because the questions, again, are designed to trigger your thought process. They are designed to trigger that very first leadership, strategic leadership habit of taking time to reflect. And we're trying to make sure that you have that standing agenda based on these questions. Highly likely, you are going to also come up with additional questions that you need to add to the list. And again, my hope is at the very end of that, that you're able to take time to think, what actions do I need to take next week, the next 2 weeks, a month from now? Remember this idea of 30, 60, 90. As much as you can, give yourself permission to, break things down in a way that allows to, that will give you time to manage your energy and manage the timeline and get a lot of these things done. I look forward to seeing some of your success. And again, send your questions in. Let me know how we could even take this template to the next level based on real life examples of what you do with it. Thank you so much. All the best of luck.